Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a special edition of Yahtzee Beat the Runtime, in which we are beginning to go through some fan suggestions. Now, I have a handful of them that we're going to be doing here the next couple episodes. This one was submitted by the Me vs. Me Yahtzee channel. You know I'm a big fan. I've already mentioned them a couple times. And they have brought forth only revolutions. No evolutions, please. Only revolutions is what we're looking for here by Biffy Clyro. Now, I will admit, while I had heard of this band previously, I'd never listened to them. So I took it upon myself to use this opportunity to also listen to the album. And so I will kind of give it, not necessarily a review, but I'll certainly share my thoughts on it as we go forward here. But let's take a look at the track listing. We have 12 tracks. So we're going to play 12 games of Yahtzee. And we have an album runtime of 2568. That equates out to about 48. And we're looking to get 6 Yahtzees. So, I mean, it's certainly beatable. There's going to be a couple challenges. Again, we're always searching for that perfect 100. I don't necessarily know if we'll get there today, but let's see how close we can get. We will have to pay attention. So we're going to start with The Captain. So just a little bit of background here on, my experience with this band and then this album is I go to a lot of music festivals. I'm quite certain that I have... oh, hello. Hang on. John, stop talking. We got a Yahtzee. Put that right in there. I had seen this band's name on like the billing for like a festival at some point. Like I'm almost certain of it. And this is, I believe they're a Scottish band. They're not a United States band. So like, unless you're like a big act, probably going to get pushed down the card a bit. And I think they were playing kind of early. So like I made no effort to go in and see them. I knew nothing about them, and that's just ignorance on my part. Nothing against the band. I'm glad I have an opportunity to listen to them now. So I guess they've been around a while. Chances are if you're watching this, you're either a fan of this band already or you're just a fan of Yahtzee. So me explaining the history of the band, which I'm not qualified to do, is not going to be very helpful, but they've been around for a while, and it looks like they've had some pretty good success in Europe, and maybe some marginal success here in the United States as well. As far as like the style, it's definitely leaning towards like alternative rock. Some of these songs are kind of fast. It's hard for me to really call it anything other than like general I guess harder skewing alternative rock. There's some lighter songs on it. I will say the opening track, The Captain, which we're focusing on right now, and we did beat it, so that's good because we're not going to get this bonus here. It was kind of mid. Like this song for me, kind of mid. Didn't stand out to me as exactly a strong opener. But I do like the album in general. And when we get to track 2, That Golden Rule, this song immediately hooked me and is one of the ones that I keep going back to. I've listened to this album 3 times, 4 times, something like that. Front to back to really try and give it a chance. And I mean, I did like it enough to do that. Ooh, hello. Hello, Mr. Second Yahtzee. But That Golden Rule, probably one of my favorites on the record. Look at this. I'm already more qualified to talk about this than a lot of the most recent 1980s albums we went through, with the exception of a couple. But we will be doing this regularly from a standpoint of, taking fan suggestions. So if you have an album you want to see on this show, throw it in the comments. And hang on a second. Got to focus. As long as it's not something so crazy that YouTube wouldn't allow it, I'll most likely, give it a whirl, and we'll talk about it here and play Yahtzee against it. We've got a few more coming up after this, and then we'll get back into our progression of rolling through the 80s in a chronological fashion. But at least the next couple episodes. And I also do want to indicate that, we've changed the schedule here a little bit, and we're going to be making some schedule changes. We're going to be upping the frequency of Beat the Runtime, and we're going to be lowering the frequency of a couple other things and moving some things around, and also hopefully putting some new content in as well. So all that like clockwork, the same time every day uploading. You might see some stuff at different times while we experiment and play around. But that being said, there will still be regular content that you are accustomed to, whether that be Balatro or Doom or Yahtzee Beat the Runtime. And we have a third Yahtzee, our third consecutive game with one. And this song Bubbles, which is another one I really enjoyed. We need Yahtzees here. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Because this is our longest track. It's 5 minutes and 1 second by my calculations. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Those are going to come in handy for sure. Kind of a curious spot here. I guess I could kind of go for a 3. You might as well. Not really going to matter too much. Now we'll focus back on our traditional gameplay. Oh, there we go. 49 there. I guess I probably shouldn't have taken a 0 there in 3s, but that's okay. I probably should have taken that full house also, right? It's okay. Things happen. We will take the full house there. Now let's get some 4s. We need 301. Give it another go. Oh, we get it here. Okay, we are going to take it there, even though we're not going to get the bonus. But we beat the song, and that is huge because and a bonus large straight, very nice. There's some 3s. Could use those earlier. That's okay. 346. Wow, this is like one of the longer songs we've beat. And from a mathematical standpoint, I mean, we still have to. Let's be pragmatic about this and just kind of take it one step at a time. God and Satan. I like this song a lot too. I really did. I thought the lyrics of this were very poignant. Is that the word? Poignant. There's a large straight. This one's kind of on the shorter side, which is, fine for us. We don't want to be tackling these monster 300-second long songs every time. I'll take the small straight there. Now we need to focus on... Oh, hang on. Oh, wow. Okay. I could go for a full house here, but I could have went for a full house there. Aren't we glad that we didn't, and that instead we got our 4th Yahtzee in 4 games? Mr. Me versus Me Yahtzee, sir. You have made a great suggestion on an album, not only to listen to, but one to play. It looks like how it's shaping up currently. Now, we do need to focus a little bit. We have our straights covered and don't really need any more 1s. There's a full house. Okay, we got that. And we're out of the woods with this track, but, let's still try to play good. Stay sharp. 2s and 5s. Let's switch back to 5s. Okay. So 1, 2 would get us the bonus. We don't need to focus on that. Oh, we could try to go for another Yahtzee. Don't want to get greedy. We recognize how fortunate we are right now. 311, my favorite band, and also the score of this. Okay. Born on a Horse. This song, I did not... I think I was like, it's okay. It wasn't super memorable. I mean, track 2, 3, and 4, like, I could, sing those to you. I'm not going to, but I could at least, attempt to. This is the shortest song on the album, so we have a little bit of a breather here, but I mean, 169 is still no guarantee, but we're off to a pretty decent start. So as long as we can keep with the game plan, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I am looking forward to some of the other content that's going to be on the channel. getting it to where I have time to do it is really what it comes down to with a lot of this stuff. I have no shortage of ideas, but sometimes it gets tough to put them all together. We need to figure out how we want to tackle this. I'm tempted to just put a 2 there. That may not be wise, but we'll see. I mean, if a Yahtzee wants to come in and save us again, we would take it. This is actually, now we're back on track for the bonus, and there's 4 of a kind, so we're doing good. If I can get another 5, that would essentially take care of the song. So we're very thankful for that. I'll try to go for a 4 here. No 4. We don't need a Yahtzee right now. It's gonna do this, and then it's probably gonna give us one. Oh, okay, 29. All right, look for a 5. No 5s. 232. We'll take it. And now we move on to Mountains, which I believe was one of the bigger songs off this album, and another thoroughly enjoyable one. We're trying to move Mountains right here is what we're trying to do. We're trying to move the Mountains of Yahtzee in our favor. A lot of full house action early. We need 201 here, which means we don't necessarily need to get a Yahtzee. But that's not good. Yeah, this is going to be where it gets tricky, I think. Now we're probably going to be relying on Yahtzees to get us through this. So that's why I'm keeping it open. 201 is a score that you can get if you play perfectly, but you also need to have rolls that aren't complete crap. So we are going to be looking for a Yahtzee for sure. Oh, now we can still get this if we get both straights. So let's go for this Yahtzee first. Oh, all right. If we can't get a large straight, the goal for perfection is dead. And I apologize because I feel like we kind of squandered it. And we put up a dog shit score, 139. Sorry, Biffy Clyro and everyone who is hoping for the perfect score. The perfect score will not be today. We'll move on to Shock Shock, another fine track. I do want to explore some other albums in this band's catalog. I think that's probably something I'll be doing. I always like to listen to new stuff. I tend to, for whatever reason, listen to a lot of music, from the UK. I don't know why that is. I listen to a lot of Oasis. I listen to a lot of Blur. I mean, I used to listen to a lot of Elton John. I grew up kind of listening to Elton John. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. They got good music over there. Is all I can say. We got good music, but the problem, I feel like the problem is like we have so much music. There's a Yahtzee we could have used last time. That like it's hard to like find stuff. It's like sifting through a haystack and trying to find a needle, like a record needle. Okay, small straight. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay, we didn't get it. That's fine. I've kind of, you can tell I'm kind of like discouraged now that we had a pretty good look at, getting a perfect game potentially. And another Yahtzee. Well, we've met that goal. And we put up 335 on Shock Shock. If things had been a little bit different with some of these rolls, we'd still have a perfect card here. Many of Horror. This one, I will say, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't love it. I don't think there was really any songs on here that I didn't like. I mean, there were a few that I was just like, I just kind of felt ambivalent about. Didn't really care one way or the other. And it could be that I just need to like listen to them more, whether that be on their own or as part of the whole album experience. I don't know. I mean, but I've been through it a few times, and a couple of them aren't resonating with me. Again, I think overall, pretty decent pick. Certainly well, very well enjoyed for something that's the first suggestion for this series. I mean, I did say I was going to go in and try to listen to the suggestions that came across as well as play against them, and I was not disappointed. So, okay, threes are Arrow. I don't think we're going to get a very high score here. I'll be honest, I'm not really incentivized to go for any more Yahtzees. I already know I'm not beating this score for track 8, so we just kind of move on. Boom, Blast, and Ruin, easily my favorite favorite song on the album. I would say this was number 1, and that Golden Rule is probably number 2. And that's not a typo. There are that many O's in the word boom, according to the how they have the track listed on multiple databases. Let's go for a 5. Okay, we didn't get it, but that's okay. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot else I could really do there. Let's see. There's some 6s. That's very nice. 2s, 6s, and 2s. It's throwing a lot of those at us right now. Oh, okay. I mean, I shan't say no to another Yahtzee, even though it's kind of a trifle unnecessary at this point in the episode. We still like to put up those great scores, and I'm sure that people tune in thinking, is he ever going to get a 500-point game? I feel like I had a 500-point game like in person, like with the real physical game once, but it was a long freaking time ago. Like, it was a long time ago. I could go. I could have went for another Yahtzee. Instead, I went for 5s and I got none. I would have been better off going for the Yahtzee. 248. Cloud of Stink, another good one. This is probably my third favorite song, truthfully, on this record. Now, it goes without saying, you're new to this series and you're like, why doesn't he also listen to the album while he plays? Because that would be the ultimate thing. Because I don't want to deal with. I'm already dealing with the fact that some of my videos with Ballatra are getting flagged as gambling, and I'm having to go in and do stuff about that, and that's time consuming. Which is why you're going to start seeing less of them. We're going to be doing the Ballatra license deal more infrequently. I always envisioned that as a year-long project, and I think it still will be done by the end of the year. But we don't maybe need to have an episode every single day, right? Let's just focus on the good content here. There's another Yahtzee. We've had plenty of Yahtzees today, I will say. Very, I mean, that's no Cloud of Stink right there, right? We're getting all kinds of Yahtzees. There's some 5s. Could have used those last game. No worries. We'll go for our 3, 4 of a kind. None there. So let's one last turn for track 9. And we get 293. I mean, and there, we just beat the album runtime. So we got a couple songs we could just goof around with. Know Your Quarry. Decent song. You want to go back and listen to this album. I might do that like after I'm done recording this. We do have a pretty we do have another pretty interesting album we have a couple fan picks coming up still, but one of them I'm kind of simultaneously looking forward to but also dreading. And I'll just leave it at that. I think it'll make for a good episode though. What are we doing here? There's some 6s for us. 4 of a kind. We do need a small straight, so we'll take that. 2s and 5s. I think I'll just go for 6s again. Look at that. That's nice. We have 277. And then we get a Yahtzee. Awesome. That was going to actually be a pretty high score, a high Yahtzee list score. I think it would have been our second highest all time. I think our record is 279. So, but obviously, the Yahtzees are flowing today. Why should we deny them? And now we're on the horses with a W. Very clever. This one was okay. I think I had any strong feeling about the closing track. The opener and the closer, I think the middle of the album was really the best parts. But definitely, again, intriguing enough for me to go check out the rest of the band's works. They have plenty of albums out there, so. And who knows, maybe some fans of the band that stumble across this video and don't really play Yahtzee will find some joy in the greatest dice game of all time, Yahtzee. And another Yahtzee. That's 10 for the day. So if nothing else, 10 Yahtzees, that has to be a record for one episode. Granted, we've played 12 games, but that's still like an 80% success rate. That's very, very good. And I don't feel like we were playing really any different than, we normally would. I don't feel like we were doing any kind of crazy strategies. I think we were just playing normal Yahtzee. So, hey, no problem there. All right, let's take a look at the damage. 10 out of 12. 10 out of 6 Yahtzees. And we blew away this album runtime by about 8 minutes. Actually closer to 10. By about 10 minutes. Wow, is this the best one we've done? This has to be the best score we've ever put up from a rating standpoint. Probably since we made some adjustments to that formula early in the series. So thank you, Me vs. Me Yahtzee. Go check out that channel. We have another Me vs. Me Yahtzee suggestion coming in the next episode and the episode after that. And so again, if you are out there, anyone, whether that be, obviously we're liking these Me vs. Me Yahtzee picks. Go check out that channel. But also, anyone that would have any suggestions on albums, we will listen to them. And we will play Yahtzee against them. So we'll see you again soonish. That was Only Revolutions by Biffy Clyro, and I'm going to go grab a glass of water and reflect on what an amazing game Yahtzee is and how well we did in the episode. So we'll see you next time.